Well, welcome everyone to the Healthy Lifestyle Group. And we want to start by saying happy birthday, Hiawatha, yesterday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Hiawatha.
There's a sign. There's a sign that's right. I'm looking at this sign that says they're recording, but I can't see you.
No, I always enter. I never enter with the video.
Yeah, she doesn't have her video on. So I apologize, Hiawatha. I usually send you a card, but I haven't been near my calendar lately.
Let me tell you, I need to go back and sign in because I have a wig and everything on.
Oh, yeah. Just hit your video button. You should be able to just, Hiawatha, you just should be able to add, you should be able to just hit Hiawatha.
Uh-huh.
You should be able to just, are you on your phone or your computer?
I'm on my phone.
Okay, so hit below all the people, but not on the menu below. And a little menu should pop up.
Wait now. What do I do now?
Tap on the screen.
I see your picture. That's all I see.
Okay. Down below the picture, tap on the screen. And the mute, stop video, or start video should be at the bottom. If you can't find it, we'll just go on. She went away. Okay, we're going to just get started. She'll probably log back in again. So I contracted COVID around July 14th. My husband had had a vaccine when he was in the hospital in March, April timeframe, and I did not have a vaccine. And he got it and I got it. And my son had the 2-shot vaccine. My husband had the 1-shot vaccine. My son still got it. So the vaccine is not preventing you from getting COVID. Now, some say you get it not quite as heavy as when you don't have the vaccine. I don't know how true that is. So
may I interrupt everybody? My video, I'm on the video.
All right, you look very nice, Hiawatha. Happy birthday. So I encourage you to do a lot of research about these vaccines. They were rushed through. We just don't know how safe or how dangerous they are. And this whole thing about protecting other people is not true, because you can still get COVID and you can still transmit COVID even though you've had the vaccine. So that is not a reason to get it. And I'll just leave it at that. You all are smart enough to draw your own conclusions about it. So what were my symptoms? Had a horrible, horrible headache. Could be because I was dehydrated, because all I did was sleep. And of course, I didn't drink as much water as I normally do. I had body aches. I was no energy, very tired. I slept for like 3 days. I had lots of phlegm in my throat, coughing, but I didn't have like hard to breathe or anything that bad. I had no fever, maybe 1 degree, that's all. So fever is not a good indication of whether you have COVID or not. And I had a loss of smell and taste. So those were my particular symptoms. And my energy level did not come back for probably 2 to 3 weeks. Probably more like 3 weeks. I did get more energy after like 5 days, but it still wasn't up to maximum by the, until about 3 weeks time. So what did I do for all of this? I rested a lot. Some days I just sat in the lazy boy chair and drank water and fixed meals and put the dishes in the dishwasher, and that's all I did. I drank tons and tons of water. I have a chiropractor that lives next door to me, and when she heard that I was dehydrated, she told me to use Pedialyte powder. Pedialyte powder is more effective for adults than for children, than the liquid form. The liquid form is more for children. Okay, so I mix the Pedialyte powder like it says on the bottle, and then I would take a mouthful sip and swish it in my mouth, and then I would take a drink of water, and then I would rest for a minute or two, and then I'd take another sip, swish it around in my mouth, and then take a sip of water. So I did that it took me about an hour to go through a whole glass of Pedialyte mixed up. I did Raindrop essential oils on my feet and spine every day as best I could. I just put it in my hand. If you're rattling papers around, could you please mute yourself? It's interrupting the speaking. Thank you. I just put it on my fingers and then rubbed it up and down my spine from the top and then up and down my spine from the bottom. And I rubbed it on my feet. There's 9 different oils in the Raindrop kit, and I used all of those oils. I did peppermint essential oil for the headaches. I put it on my temples, back here in the hair, right above my ears. I put it in the roof of my mouth. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. I did the essential oil of Raven on my throat and my chest for breathing and for phlegm. And that really helped me stop coughing a lot if I used it regularly. I have a silver maker that makes ionic silver, and I took 2 tablespoons of that 3 times a day. I got from my chiropractor from the brand name of Biotics Research. I got liquid zinc, a tablet of zinc, a product called Virex, VIR-X. It's a multivitamin supplement, especially formulated for viruses. So it's just a supplement. It doesn't kill viruses or anything, but it helps your body support your body while you're fighting the virus. And then a supplement called BioProtect, which is also a multivitamin type supplement. And again, that was from Biotics Research. Now for the body aches, I did what we call a morphine bomb in Young Living essential oils. It's 5 drops of frankincense, 5 drops of Idaho balsam fir, and 5 drops of copaiba. You can put it in a capsule, you can put it in juice, you can drop it under your tongue, I suppose, but I think the capsule's more effective if it gets down into your stomach. And that helped with the body aches. And frankincense and copaiba are supposed to help support your immune system as well. So all of that supports your immune system. Then Young Living has a product called Ningxia Red. It's a juice drink. It has wolfberry or goji berries. Some of you might know it by. They come from the Ningxia province of China, which has never had any pesticides, fertilizers, any of that kind of thing on the trees or bushes. I guess they're more like shrub-like. They're fertilized by the river overflowing onto the area where the trees are grown. So that the Chinese used to call it their secret weapon for the Olympics because it gives you more stamina. And they would eat these goji berries for stamina. And people that live in this valley live into their hundreds with all their teeth and all their energy and all their sexual function and all that stuff. So I took that like 5 times the normal dose, like 10 ounces a day instead of 2 ounces a day. Then I took the supplements of Super C from Young Living, which is as you would guess, a vitamin C supplement. I took lots of vitamin D. That's really supposed to support your immune system. And then vitamin B, which helps with supporting your nervous system and for cognition and that kind of thing. So all of that kind of supported the system. So that was basically my protocol. The zinc, the liquid zinc and the tablet zincs are for the smell and taste. And I only lost my smell and taste for like 3 days. Now, if any of you have ever smelled the Raindrop oils, they're some of the strongest oils are oregano, marjoram, peppermint, rosemary, very, very strong oils. It smells like an Italian eatery. And I was putting those on and I could not smell them. So I knew I definitely lost my smell. But after 3 days, I could smell them again after starting to take the zinc. So zinc is definitely a high priority for getting your smell and your taste back. And it also supports your immune system as well. So, you know, a good source of zinc is a good place to get that. So, so that was my protocol. Before we got on the recording, Jeannie was saying that, who is it? A niece or someone works in a hospital and they found that using a neti pot on their patients made quite a significant difference in their recovery time. So, so that's something that you might consider if you have a loved one or yourself that has the COVID. Is somebody talking, needing attention? Okay, must have been just talking to somebody in the background. So what questions do you have?
Well, can I mention what I did?
Sure.
Okay, I did zinc, vitamin D and C as you know, the daily type thing. And I also did golden seal, echinacea, how do you say it? Orango?
I don't know.
The one you mentioned, orango.
Oh, oregano.
Yep, that one. And
Yep.
garlic pills.
Okay. Golden seal, garlic, oregano, and what was the other thing?
Echinacea, is that how you pronounce it?
Echinacea, yeah. Okay, cool.
And then for the muscle part, I used peppermint with clove, but you don't want to have a cut.
Yeah, no, that's for sure.
And that helped.
Yeah, for sure. That would. Those are 2 good pain relievers. Those are essential oils, right?
Yeah, right. They're oils.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Thank you, Phil.
Yeah.
Anybody else?
I had a question.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, Cricket, did you take anything prophylactically, like before you got the COVID? I'm just,
Yeah, I was taking D and C and, but I'm pretty sure I had a direct exposure. Our nephew came up from Louisiana. He'd been exposed to a friend of his who tested positive. He tested before he came, he tested negative. And then 3 days after he'd gotten here and we'd had 2 different meals with him, he started getting symptoms and then tested positive. So, so I was taking most of those things, except for the biotics. But I was taking Ningxia, I was taking C, D, B, all of that before I started. So, so no, I wasn't taking anything prophylactically. I mean, and we were putting thieves on our feet, diffusing thieves in the house and that kind of thing. So,
I just wondered if it,
yeah,
just to see. I've been taking, since last year, I have been taking zinc every day and C and D like 15,000, 10,000,
Yeah.
15,000. So I've probably been taking pretty high levels of everything, but I don't know. I just, if you have direct exposure, it might be something different. Yeah.
So the one thing I would say is, I was under a lot of stress. My husband had a stroke on March 19th. He was in the hospital for 5 weeks. And then, so I'm dealing with, getting him ready every day, preparing meals, which I'm not used to doing. He's the cook of the family. So that was all pretty stressful for me. So, so I'm sure that had a lot to do with catching it too, because generally I don't get a cold or flu or anything like that. So.
Okay. Thank you.
Uh-huh.
I would like to suggest something too, and it's a video. I received a video on WhatsApp from a friend of mine in the Bahamas. And this woman, I've forgotten her name, but she said that there's a protocol that we should be using all the time, especially if you're going out among people.
Okay.
And she said the one thing you should be drinking often is the hot teas, like you can have a tea of oregano, a tea of thyme, a tea of those things that'll help with the immune system.
Mm-hmm.
That you should be drinking that if you're around other people,
Mm-hmm.
if you have to leave the house at all, if you're around other people, you should be sure to drink plenty of hot teas all during the day.
Okay.
And she suggests that you take a sip of warm water every 20 minutes. She said gargle with salt water daily, or with vinegar water, or with lemon juice. Gargle every blessed day with it.
Okay.
She also said that whenever you go out of the house and return, she said, according to studies, the viruses attach themselves to your hair and to your clothing, and any soap will kill it. So she said, if you got to go and mix with people, when you come home, take a shower immediately upon returning home. She said, be sure to wash all metallic surfaces, like the doorknobs and when you're coming into your house and so forth.
Mm-hmm.
Be sure you wash those surfaces on a regular basis, because the virus will adhere to that surface for up to 9 days. So like if you've been touching a handrail or a doorknob, you need to wash your hands. In fact, she says, if you go out, you need to wash your hands immediately upon returning to your home. And she said, eat a lot of fruits and vegetables. And she said, one thing they found out that the virus is not transmitted by animals. It's from person to person. So she said,
Right.
don't worry about your animals.
Okay.
Avoid all cold drinks and cold foods. And when you're home, just like if you've been out, gargle every hour until you get ready to go to bed.
Okay. Interesting. Oh, I thought of one thing that I did take that I didn't mention, and that was tonic water. I don't know if it helped, but that has that quince of whatever it is stuff in it.
Quercetin, quinine.
Yeah. Yeah, it has quinine in it. So, yeah, I don't know if that helped, but we drank
Well,
it. So,
It's supposed to help the
you kind of faded out there, Fran.
oh, it's supposed to help the zinc go in the cell. The
Oh,
quinine.
okay. Okay.
That's why you should take them together
Okay.
or quercetin, either one.
Okay. Cool.
And some other teas that I've learned about, they're supposed to have shikimic acid, which is supposed to disable that spike protein. Is let me get it real quick.
While she's doing that, I'll mention something about A or NAC. My doctor recommended that and they took it off of Amazon. I'll let you know that.
Okay.
Hey, how you doing?
Good.
Yeah, fennel seed. So I bought fennel seed in a pack and I just grind it in a coffee grinder type thing and make tea out of it.
Okay.
And then I also bought, if you have white pine needles, I heard that on Dr. The Ranger, I don't know, he's a ranger or something, Mike Adams. But you have to take caution with the white pine
Yeah.
needle.
Yeah.
There's certain times you don't want it.
Okay.
So
So,
I make
there's,
that every week.
okay. There's white pine essential oil, there's fennel oil. So, you could get those things in an essential oil as well.
Oh, good. That's good to know. I didn't think
Yeah.
about that.
Same as Hiawatha mentioned oregano tea, you can, or you can do oregano essential oil. It'd be, 10 times as strong as oregano tea. So,
And one more oil that you might have that I learned about this at Passover, and I don't know if this is okay to talk about this here, but hyssop oil is very cleansing.
yeah.
And it just like came up around Passover, and that's one of the things they put around the door frame.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
they were spared.
What kind of oil was that? I
So
didn't hear it.
I'm not, I bought
Yeah.
hyssop oil,
Oh, hyssop. Oh, yeah.
HYSSOP.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, that's an excellent one from the Oils of the Bible kit. It's great for respiratory as well. So it has kind of a double use.
Cricket,
All
how
right.
would you use that for respiratory?
You can just put it on your chest. I don't think it's a real strong oil, but you can dilute it with some coconut oil or almond oil or something and rub it on your chest and your throat.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cricket, while taking any of these various things that are being recommended, was there any other kinds of medication or anything, or if you were on medications, did you put any of those away?
I didn't use any any pharmaceuticals, no.
Yeah. And pharmaceuticals is what I mean.
Yeah,
there.
yeah. Nope, I didn't use any.
I could give you a website you could go to find out about pharmaceuticals. Daystar.com/COVID. And they talk about the vaccine, and they also talk about pharmaceuticals that will help. If you're in the hospital, you get COVID, what they want to give you is remdesivir, but it can hurt your liver and kidneys.
Uh-huh.
The one you want is ivermectin or budesonide. It's a nasal spray. And the other one is hydroxychloroquine, which they've demonized. But those drugs actually help, the ivermectin and the hydroxychloroquine. And the budesonide, it's a nasal spray. And these doctors that have advocated it, they're trying to punish them.
Yeah. And they're
Actually,
cheap
I was-
too, aren't they?
What's that?
They're very inexpensive medications too.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And they actually
Yeah.
work. They actually
Yeah.
work.
Yeah, imagine that.
Brenda, what was that website again?
Daystar, DAYSTAR.com / you can put COVID or vaccines. It's a Christian television station. I've been watching it, and they have all these doctors on there that are against the vaccine, and they tell you why. And the what do they call it, mechanisms of injury that it's going to do. And sometimes it takes 6 months, a year, or 2 years for it to show up. But then you're going to find out what happens when you got this mRNA in your system.
Yeah.
The basis of my question was actually because I was wondering about interactions of.
Oh my
Oh,
God,
yeah.
go to that
pharmaceuticals.
website. It's scary. It's really scary. And I also heard on that station that there's over 200,000 doctors in the United States that are against the vaccine. But when they try to stand up and say anything, they get punished. They get threatened with getting their license taken away. I mean, there's something really evil going on here where
Yeah.
the doctors and scientists can't even say anything.
Yeah, that's bad.
And if you have someone in the hospital, what I've heard is you have to get a lawyer because they
Oh.
won't get.
That happened in Ohio. A woman's husband was in the hospital with COVID. She had to go to a judge to be able to get him the ivermectin. But the judge ruled in her favor. And he's still alive. But they didn't want to give it to him.
Oh my gosh.
Mhm.
Sorry about that. A meal cart was going by.
So for the pharmaceuticals, that's it. But if you want to get the right one, you're going to have to fight for it.
Okay.
Or have a doctor that's willing to give it to you. I got one here in Lansing that'll give it to me. She'll fight for me if I got it.
Yeah.
She'll go to bat. She's a holistic doctor. She would tell them where to and what for, which is what you want.
Okay.
Brenda,
Any
are you
other
sharing her
questions or
name, Brenda?
Oh, her name is Dr. Sarah Denham, Denham. She's a DO. She's holistic, and she had a near-death experience when she was in her 20s.
And
So
she's
she-
not taking new patients because
Oh,
I
she-
just called her office and
did ya?
tried to get in. Yep.
Well, she's one of those that'll go to bat for you. Like if I ended up with COVID in the hospital and I wanted ivermectin, she'd go down there and raise hell with them. She really would. And that's the kind of doctor I want.
Yeah, exactly.
Somebody who'll go down there and raise hell while I'm, having trouble breathing.
Well, Brenda, if you have an appointment with her anytime in the near future, will you ask if she has somebody else she can recommend that is taking patients? Because
Okay.
can't
Yeah,
get into
she's
her.
great. She's fantastic. She really is. And she will listen to you and she'll fight for you,
Cool.
which nowadays you got to have that. You got to have a doctor that'll fight for you.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Okay,
So, yeah.
anybody else?
Go to that website. It'll tell you a lot more than you ever want to know about the vaccine and the
Okay,
treatments.
okay, cool. All right, guys. Well, if there's nothing else, we'll wrap
I-
her up here.
I can add one more thing. There's a website, myfreedoctor.com. And I think you can, because you have to have a doctor in your state, and you can get like ivermectin or hydrochloroquine ahead of time. You wait, it's really, really hard to get it right when you want it.
Yeah, we're trying to find a doctor for my husband right now.
Yeah, I think on that website, they tell you how you can get like a telemed appointment with a doctor who will give you the ivermectin or whatever you need.
Well, I need a holistic doctor for him
Yeah.
to manage his blood pressure and diabetes
Oh.
and stroke and stuff. Yeah.
Oh, I'll tell you one more thing. If you have taken the shot, there's a doctor named Dr. Richard Fleming, and he is on the Daystar website, and he can tell you how to mitigate the effects of the vaccine, because some people regret getting it because there are going to be consequences with this mRNA, and he tells you how to make it less. And
Okay.
so he's on that website too.
I didn't hear
Okay.
his last name, Brenda.
Dr. Richard Fleming, Fleming, and he's got a website of his own called the Fleming Method.
Okay.
And he has a way to help people who've had the shot and they regret getting it that will help slow down the effects of the mRNA.
Okay. Jeannie, did you want to say something?
I was asking to somebody to repeat the different, I had a little emergency and I had to go take care of it, so I missed the information for a little bit. I was wanting to have the websites repeated that were mentioned.
Well, you can, there's,
I
it's
can,
you can see the replay. It's daystar.com/COVID.
okay,
The Fleming Method.
Yeah.
I think those are the only ones we gave.
For the information
Okay.
that you shared, some of the items that you mentioned were not familiar to me. Did
Uh-huh.
you have those, is this written perhaps on your website or
I
Is
know
there
my,
any other
no,
way
but I could,
that I can access
put
it,
it
or would I
in
just need to
the,
talk with you?
yeah, I can put it on the email that when I send out the replay. Did you get the replay email from me or from Phil?
I did not get it yet.
Oh, you
So
didn't get an email announcing the call?
I got an email announcing the call, but I didn't notice that there was anything about a replay on it.
No,
And
I
that was-
haven't sent
it
it
was-
yet.
I mean, it was from you.
Because
I got
I
it
haven't
from,
sent it yet because I'll have the link for the replay in it.
okay. I
And I-
thought maybe you were referencing previous ones.
Yeah, no, the one for announcing this call, you got it from me.
I did get it.
Okay, okay. You'll get the
From you, correct.
replay email then too.
oh, good.
And
Okay,
I'll
no-
send it to Phil and Phil can send it to the people he sends the announcement to. Also,
Oh,
is that okay,
Okay,
Phil?
yeah, can I mention something? EUCALYPTUS, echinacea. Is that how you say it?
No, that's not echinacea.
What is it that EU?
Eucalyptus.
Epilepsis. Okay, I use that to couple drops under my nose to breathe better.
Oh,
Okay.
eucalyptus, yeah.
Eucalyptus is.
Oh,
yeah.
eucalyptus. Okay, yeah.
Oh,
Another thing
that
I-
must hurt. Oh,
No, it didn't hurt at all. Anyway, another thing, I was gonna mention is, this is my thought, that once the vaccine gets in you, like, a normal person has to go to sleep to rejuvenate themselves. And I think your immune system would have to go to rest too sometimes. And this vaccine always keeps you on alert. Any comments? That's just my thought.
Okay.
I don't
Cricket.
know.
Anyone
Cricket,
else?
I'm so glad that you and Rick are doing better,
Thank you.
and I'll keep you on my Reiki list.
Thank you, Barb. I appreciate
Mhm.
that so much.
Yes.
All right, everyone. Thanks for joining and sharing all your experiences and your websites and your doctors and all that stuff. It's been great.
And I'll ask Dr. Denham if she would see your husband or,
Yeah. Okay, that'd be awesome.
okay.
Okay. Good night, everyone.
Thank
good
you.
night. Thank
Night.
you. Thank you, Cricket, for doing this.
Hope your
so much.
husband continues to do well,
Thank you.
and good to see you.
You too.
Thank you.